Today I want to talk about the good and the bad. The good and the bad of collecting. Hi, I'm Chris the Batman Statue Collector. Welcome back to another Carside Chat. And this was inspired by a fellow collector, Lewis, who posted basically to talk about the positive side of collecting versus the negative, the financial, the spiritual, the mental side of this hobby that can have and sometimes can take a big toll. There's a group member, a lot of you might know, Chester. Chester responded, how do I deal with this negativity when I'm surrounded by so many enablers, so many things that are so many people that can't afford the product are trying to get people that can't afford the product to buy it. And so this video is going to be about a number of different things. Hey guys, pardon the interruption, but I want to remind you that tonight is Rogues Gallery Live, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You're not going to want to miss it. And then, of course, this Friday night, Rogues Gallery Live special presentation of the Next Level, Prime 1 Studio Next Level 6 live reaction show. I cannot wait. I'm so excited about this show, guys. It's going to be awesome, so definitely join us that evening. Of course, the whole crew is going to be there to talk about all the new releases from Prime 1 Studio. Now, back to the original programming. But I do want to talk about Chester. Chester, I actually reached out to him and I got permission to talk about him here on this video. And so if you are a member of the BSC group, you know Chester really well. Chester is a very enthusiastic collector. He has great taste. He has a lot of really great statues. He just got the legendary Beast Hulk. He has a really cool collection. But at times, I feel like Chester will be the first to admit that sometimes maybe he's gone a little bit overboard. And he's not the only one in this community to do so. But so much to the fact that he basically said this last week that I'm quitting. I'm quitting the hobby. I've got $100 and some left in my account, and I'm just going to cancel all my pre-orders. Okay? And that is one solution. I've said it many a time that if the hobby, if you are living beyond your means, if you are putting all of the things on credit cards that are not able to pay for it, and you're buying so much that you don't have the room to display it, or they're still in boxes 5 years after you bought it, then you might have to kind of start looking at, is what's going on in this hobby working for you? Okay? So again, going back to Chester. Chester says to me, he says, hey Chris, I'm trying to cancel this, and this. I'm trying to get my deposits back. He's trying to figure out his financial situation because clearly he was not in a great place. He's got a great family, great support system. However, obviously it's caused some issues, right? And sometimes our hobbies will cause issues in our friendships, in our families, in the community in general. And so again, Chester reached out and said, hey, I'm trying to do this and this and this. But then he said, Chris, if I cancel this and get the deposit back, well, then I could put the deposit, that money towards something else. And that was my aha moment for him. And not only for him, but also for a lot of collectors out there. The negative side of collecting, the addictive side of collecting. I think if you're watching this, chances are you have a somewhat addictive personality. You crave art. And I'm glad you crave art versus other bad things like drugs and alcohol and whatever else that have a lot more negativity. However, statue collecting can have just as much negativity. Original art can have just as much negativity because if you live beyond your means, if it sucks you in to a point where you can't quit, no matter if you try. Like if I tried to quit today, I would fail miserably. You guys know me by now. You guys know me enough, But as soon as Chester told me that, he said, I could put it towards something else. And I said, well, wait a minute. You just said that you're in a major financial issue where you're trying to recover. You can't be buying more stuff. And it just goes to show me, it went to show me how deep he is in this hobby. But I know he's not the only one. And again, having that conversation with him was really eye-opening because what I have done over the years is I have said it's so important that even if you're not collecting, even if you're not buying, you still always have a place in like our Facebook group or whatever Facebook group or whatever community that you feel a part of. And Chester's somebody that is definitely a part of our community. And I said, hey, Chester, just, again, I said privately, I said publicly, I said, hey, you always have a place here. Take some time off. Take some, get your finances back in order, and then the hobby will be waiting for you. But he continued to post about buying this, canceling that sort of thing. And it got me thinking about the negative side of the collecting is the enabling part. And we joke about it here a lot on the channel that we enable each other. That's what we do, right? It's like, oh, you really want it? Just go for it. You only live once. I say that all the freaking time to you guys. But at the same time, are we sometimes hindering other people? Are we making it harder for them to make financial decisions? Are we making it harder for them to exist in this hobby? Because just like Chester says, like there's all these people enabling me and I can't afford it, but I really want these things. And some of it's restraint. Hashtag restraint. I'm going to steal that from Mr. X. This hobby is enabling. Seeing all this great new stuff, I get it. But there's a lot of things that I want that I can't afford. And so mentally I have to say, I can't go there. I can go here, and even going here is a little bit crazy, but I can't go here. Because if it starts hurting my family, if it hurts my family financially, if it hurts my relationships with my family, if it hurts my relationships with my friends, it's over. Something has to give. And so being part of a Batman statue collector, Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles Facebook group, if that's where you're at, I don't think that is where you should be right now. Chester or whoever. Because if you are so enabled and so influenced that if you're surrounded by those vices and you can't escape it, then being in the group is not the place for you. Yes, you always have a place, but sometimes you have to get away from the thing that is bothering you. You have to get away from the thing that's hurting you. You have to get away from the thing that is financially hurting you as well. And knowing that it's there once you get back to it. I don't want to see anybody hurt. I don't want to see anybody get to that point where they're like, oh my gosh, I'm losing everything here because I'm spending too much on this, and this. This statue, this drug, this alcohol, this whatever it is. We all have our things, right? And again, if you're watching this, you're probably a collector. And believe me, collectors have their things. We are and have an addictive personality. Sometimes it's hard to say when. And when is when? That is another thing. If you're running out of space, if it's junky looking, if you, again, are causing problems, if you're not financially responsible, all of those are red flags. But, if you're watching this, you're a grown adult. You can make those decisions for yourself. But the main thing is there is a negative side to this hobby. And it's one that we don't always talk about. It is that negative stigma of sometimes going beyond our means because maybe we want to fit in, maybe we want to keep up with the Joneses, maybe we want to feel part of something. And again, you can absolutely feel that, if somebody buys a new Star Wars thing, or somebody buys a new Marvel thing, or somebody buys a new Jurassic Park thing. I live through those collectors. I'm able to do that. Some people might not. They're like, I see that Jurassic Park thing, I'm going to buy it because I want it. Okay? But again, if you are to the point where you are not able to financially afford it anymore, you have to draw the line. I find personally that spreadsheets help, having a family support system, and again, being able to have that conversation. And I know not everybody has it. Some people don't understand this hobby. But if you can have that conversation to say, okay, I really want these statues. They make me happy. How can we make that work? And if if the conversation is we can't make it work right now, then you can't make it work right now. You have to stop until you can. And then again, readdress it at that time. But I get that we're not all in that boat. But this conversation, this post by Chester, this comment by Chester and Lewis, there is a positive. I feel like the positives always outweigh the negatives, right? But this particular negative, I don't want to see anybody hurt, like I said. I don't want to see anybody fail and get so stressed out and so wrapped up in this hobby that they implode. And so if you need to take a break from the groups, if you need to take a break from the videos, if you need to take a break from collecting in general to get your feet back on the ground, then do it. Yes, I would love for you to keep watching. Yes, I would love for you to be part of the group. But if it hurts you because you're watching this, or if it hurts you because you're being enabled by so many people around you, get out. Get out until you can get back where you want to be. It pains me to see somebody so conflicted and so you can just feel the hurt. It's like, I hate that. I hate that somebody's going through that. So I have no idea if this video helped anybody. And again, I want to thank Chester for letting me talk about him. Again, he's such a great person in the community. Sometimes there's craziness involved in it, but that's what makes this community fun. Imagine if we were all exactly the same, how boring it would be. So I love that Chester's part of our community. And again, I hope, Chester, if you're watching this, I do hope that you leave for a little bit. I hope that you're able to leave, get your stuff together, feel comfortable before you come back. Because again, I do not want you to hurt, my friend. I want you to be here for us, with us, but I don't want it to be at the burden, to be causing burden in your life. And that goes for any of you that are going through something similar. Yes, you can tweak certain things. You can buy smaller statues. You can buy, there's great pieces at $100 a piece. But even if $100 is a burden right now, it's better to walk away. It's easier said than done. I know that I would have a really difficult time doing that. But at some point you have to choose, right? You have to choose. Am I going to continue to be stressed out? Am I going to continue to be mentally drained because of this hobby? Or am I going to try to clear my stuff up, get back to normal, and then maybe revisit it? Again, I don't know if this has helped, but I wanted to talk about it. It's on my mind. I've been worried about certain collectors out there that are struggling to come to grips with maybe addiction. Am I addicted to statues? I am. Am I addicted right now to art? Yes. Am I addicted to tacos and iced coffee? Yes. I'm having trouble quitting those things, and I don't want to quit them. There's some things I know that are not good for me, and so it's just, we all deal with daily struggles like this. We just do. And if you have any advice, if you're watching this and like, Chris has no idea what he's talking about, this is really what it's all about, let me know in the comments. Again, we're not solving world problems here today, but I do hope that maybe this, being able to talk it out publicly like this, might help somebody out there that's struggling with collecting addiction or just addiction in general. And again, I would love to hear your advice. Because you guys are the most important part of this community. You are the reason why I do this, and you are better than the art. You are better than you're better than the collection. You are what makes this hobby fun. And we could be there for each other. We can also enable each other, which again, we suck, because we're so bad at it. But we are also there for each other. So if you need help, if you need advice, please reach out to the community members. And there's a lot of really good people out there that would love to help, love to offer advice opinions. Keep it positive, guys, okay? Anyway, thank you guys so very much for me rambling on for, gosh, darn near 15 minutes. It's just been on my mind. I do want to remind you, Rogues Gallery tonight, live 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then Friday night, I think it's 7:30 Central Time, I think. I'll have to go back and look. But join us Friday night, live reaction show. It's going to be incredible. Prime One Studio next level. So there I go enabling again. Don't listen to me, Chester. Don't listen to me. I'll see you guys in the back cave. Bye, everybody. Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these 2 awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.